Good evening. Welcome to tonight's show. Let me know in the chat how is the sound. Is the sound volume okay? Thank you, Spergmeister and George Satan Soros. Thank you, James Key 3001. Sounds, Stephen D, Who We Are, Objective Realism, Goichat. Old Man in the Room. I hope I didn't forget anyone. The music you're hearing is from a YouTube channel. His links are in the description. Welcome No Future 68. Welcome AlphaGo. Welcome Easy Oven Operator. Stephen D said in the chat that he loves my accent. Thank you, Stephen. Blau is asking where I found all the memes.
Always what you should.
Well, the memes are from everywhere. From Twitter, from Minds,
Rise for good.
From Gab. A few of them are made by me, but most of them I collect them and I organize them into folders. Welcome God and Guns. Ave Avalon. So, as you might seen in the description, my main channel with 3.5 thousand subscribers got a strike today. Again. Welcome the Glaucon Con. So, since day one when I created my main channel, I was always with at least one strike or two strikes. So I was never able to stream. My last strike expired this week. And I managed to do one live stream only.
We will have so much winning if I get elected that you may get bored with winning. Believe me.
It was yesterday. Yesterday I did a live stream interviewing Patrick Little. I have this channel since December and I only managed to do one stream and then I got a strike again. During the past months, each time when they gave me a strike, I understood the reasons and then I deleted some of my videos so that I would not get another strike. But the next time they found someone else, another reason. During these 5 months, I've uploaded about 170 videos on my main channel. They are all backed up on my BitChute channel. You can check them there later. The Glaucon asked if it is a YouTube employee that performs the strike. Well, as far as I know, YouTube employees don't flag videos. The videos get flagged by YouTube users, by bots, and by trusted flaggers. Most of the trusted flaggers are employees of the ADL and the SPLC. But I'm not suspecting a bot, neither am I suspecting trusted flaggers. I think that it's the most probable thing is that probably someone who dislikes me and my channel, a YouTube user, maybe another YouTube creator, flagged my videos. And I'm saying this because during the last month I received a lot of hate from other YouTubers. I did appeal the strike and now I will wait for the decision, but usually they don't look into it. Usually they just reject it. Well, maybe it was another YouTuber who just hated me. Or maybe it was someone who didn't like the growth of my channel. Because during the last month my subscribers doubled in just 1 month. And because my channel had such a huge growth during the last month, I decided to start live streams.
That you may get bored with winning.
Now that I managed to have an audience.
I agree. You'll never get bored with winning. We never get bored.
AlphaGo is asking if it was before or after Patrick's interview. It was just after Patrick's interview. But they did not flag Patrick's interview, they flagged an old video, a funny satirical video that I will show you in a few minutes. The Goy chat asks if I can see who flagged me. No, you cannot see who flagged you. Teresa Smats said that we can at least agree that it wasn't the Africans that put my channel in quarantine. Well, it wasn't the Africans, but I'm not sure that it was the ADL either. I suspect from a random YouTube bot to some crazy national socialist who hates me because I'm half Greek. So let's take a look at the video that they striked. I have a copy of it on BitChute. Just give me a moment. So this is a copy of the video that got the strike. Now sorry, but while I do this I won't be able to look at the chat at the same time. The title of the video is White Countries Are for Everyone. It is a compilation of small clips from various videos that I found on YouTube, and I just edited parts of each video and created this compilation without adding any commentary or any opinion. Now I will not play the entire video because they will strike this channel too. I will just show you what this video is about, and they considered it hate speech.
И в вашей стране,
So at the beginning we see Vladimir Putin, and he's speaking about the problems in the white countries. Is Vladimir Putin performing hate speech?
Dad.
Now here is an ad for underwear, and it is a white man who has adopted a black baby. This ad has millions of views and is on YouTube. Is this ad hate speech?
A beige horizon.
Now, this is a video clip of a Canadian song that is speaking about the beige future, about how we will all mix together, and after a few decades we will all have the same slightly brown color and there will be no races. It is a video with hundreds of thousands of views. The comments are disabled, and it is promoting race mixing. Is this hate speech? Now, here is a small clip from Stefan Molyneux.
For my people, said the white racist.
So now the projection is...
Here is a small clip from a Swedish mathematician who is showing the projections for world population. And basically he says that by the end of the century we will be around 11 billion people on this planet, and about 40% of them will be Africans. This is a statistical fact. Is this hate speech?
Even assuming a continued decline in fertility.
Here is someone at the United Nations, and he's speaking about the very high fertility in Africa that will cause this explosion of population in Africa, and they are now 1 billion people, and by the end of this century they will become 4 million people, and it is unavoidable. Is this hate speech? Here is a graph that is showing how the African population will grow while the European population will decline. Could this be the hate speech part? Here is a satirical song. The title is White Countries Are for Everyone.
White countries are for everyone. White countries are for everyone.
Is this hate speech? And if it is hate speech, those 5 or 10 seconds of a clip that I put in my video, then why do they delete my video and they don't delete the original video? I just
Afghanistan, where it's 5 kids.
Italy's
This was a small clip from Rebel Media about the low birth rates in European countries compared to the high birth rates in third world countries. Well, is the Rebel Media, who is owned by a Jewish man, performing hate speech? Here is a politician, if I remember correctly, in Italy, who is speaking about the low birth rates in Italy. Here is
educational background who can be integrated in the labor market.
This lady is, I think, in the OECD, it's another global organization, and is speaking about bringing people from third world countries into Western countries because we have low birth rates. Is this lady performing hate speech? Again, the song about white countries are for everyone.
Germany is ever going to return, despite years of perhaps because of years of political indoctrination in which Germans told that they're subhuman, they've started.
Oh, this is talking about Germans, so it probably is hate speech. But again, it is a video that is available on YouTube, and they don't delete it. Here is a fellow white man that is saying that all of us are partners in this continent. He's talking about Europe. Well, is this man performing hate speech? He's saying we are citizens and we are not guests here.
Like white people. You know, I see myself as a Christian.
Here is a white man, I think he's a white man, who says he sees himself as a Christian and not as white. So, was this part hate speech? Here is a nice Muslim man.
Of the British Empire. From Pakistan, from India, from the West Indies, from Asia, you run to London, you run to England. But they don't want you because...
His name is Louis Farrakhan. Well, and I think what he's saying is hate speech, but again, YouTube likes this man. There are thousands of his videos online. And if we go here, another fellow white man that wants to conquer European countries. Well, but because he's Muslim, I don't think this is hate speech. Muslims do not perform hate speech. So we're okay here. The good guy.
And then a whole new kind of human being is coming up in Europe that's not white anymore.
So all you mixed race.
So it's basically people that are praising the end of whiteness. Sorry for not showing you the entire video, but I'm not risking to take another strike. But this was the hateful video that they deleted from my channel, and they gave me a hate speech strike for this compilation. And basically this compilation was of people who want a future without white people. And this is content that YouTube likes. This is content that is on YouTube for years, and each of these videos has hundreds of thousands of views, and they do not delete these videos. But because I took a few seconds from each video and I made a compilation which basically shows even to an idiot what the agenda is, they deleted my video and gave me the hate speech strike. I have prepared a lot of stuff to see today. I've prepared a few news articles that I will show you and I will comment on them. I've also prepared a few YouTube videos that I found that are interesting, and I will show you clips of them and I will comment on them. And in between you will hear this music, this wonderful music, and you will see some wonderful memes. Because I have a dozen windows on my screen open at the same time, it is not easy for me to check the chat all the time. But if someone wants to send a message or ask a question and at the same time support my work, you can use Streamlabs. The link is in the description and on the screen. Let's start with some of the news articles that I selected for you today, and I will comment on them. According to this article, 93% of migrant sex crimes in Finland are committed by migrants from Islamic countries. Well, I don't believe this. This is fake news. This is hate speech. I find it difficult to comment on this hateful fake news article. Let's see who is claiming this fake news. An investigation into Finland's police data by the country's police academy shows that 131 Finnish citizens became victims of sex crimes committed by asylum seekers in 2016. Finnish women were victims in 8 out of 10 cases. Oh, so they prefer Finnish women, not their own women. That's strange. Almost half of sexual offences were committed against Finnish girls under the age of 18. So they don't only prefer Finnish women, they prefer them underage. This is hate speech, this is fake news. I'm not reading any more of this. Let's go to the next article. Okay, now something from Greece, my country. Migrants set detention center alight during protest. It's a miracle nobody died. Yesterday night, 4 migrants set fire to the detention facilities of the Foreigners Police Department of Athens, in which they were being held in protest against their living conditions. I will repeat the reason: in protest against their living conditions. Well, as I've told you before on other streams, Greeks do not treat migrants well. Migrants are mistreated in Greece. And this is why migrants don't want to stay in Greece and they go to other countries, in countries where they are treated well, like in Finland. And we saw in the previous article how they show their gratitude to those countries. So Greeks are the bad guys who mistreat them. Finns, Swedes, Norwegians, Germans, French, British, they are the good guys. They treat them well. And they pay the price. Now, let's go to the next article. Polish immigrants are doing the work Brits won't do. There is now a concerted effort by Polish far-right groups to infiltrate UK society in actions that could foment violence. So basically the Brits are asleep and the Polish migrants in Britain want to wake them up. Oh, this is hate speech, this is fake news. I don't want to see more of this. Let's go to the next article. AfD party wants to take Angela Merkel to court for opening the country's borders. Germany's AfD party wants to take Angela Merkel to the country's constitutional court for her decision to open the country's borders in 2015. By bypassing the parliament, Merkel violated the constitution, the party claims. I'm taking a small break from the articles because they were so hateful and so fake that I got an overdose of fake hate speech. Let's take a look in the chat. Avalon Vale said, I know Poseidon is Greek, but I get a strong K. Mouros feel from it. I want Poseidon to say, the English people, the revolution. Okay, I said it. Mr. Bond said, Poseidon has a likable accent. Thank you, Mr. Bond. Thank you so much. I know that I have a horrible accent, but I try. I really try. First of all, I want you to know that I learned English about 30 years ago. In school. And since I learned English in school 30 years ago, I never spoke English. So these YouTube streams are the first time in my life after 30 years that I speak English, so don't judge me too hard. And secondly, a few days before creating this channel, in December 2017, I had a surgery in my vocal cords. And since then it is painful to talk. After doing this stream, I will be in pain for many hours. But although I am in pain, I want to speak about these subjects. This is why I created this channel, and I created it just after I got out of the hospital after the operation. And I had to wait months in order to be able to speak again and create a couple of videos using my voice. This is also the reason why most of my videos are compilations and I don't speak on them. Paula C said that don't feel criticized, Poseidon. I like your accent. I don't feel criticized. I feel very confident considering my situation. The fact that I'm able even to talk and transmit you my thoughts is enough for me. Hello, Tom Anderson. Mr. Bond is saying, I wasn't critiquing you. You really sound like a nice dude. Thank you, Mr. Bond. I know you wasn't criticizing me. I just took the opportunity from your comment to say a few things about me and about my accent and my problems with my voice. Now let's continue after this small break with our news. Italian population older. Italy's population fell for the third consecutive year in 2017. This is sad, and this is happening in most European countries, and I think basically in most white majority countries. Our population is getting old. The new generation isn't having as many children as we need to replace the population. And I think this is the main reason for all our problems. If you go to the website of the United Nations and look about Agenda 21. Agenda 21 was an agreement between many countries in the United Nations that was drafted in 1993. If you look into this agreement, they are stating some facts. That was 25 years ago. And they are saying that they are seeing this demographic decline in white countries. They are seeing the low birth rates, and in order to fight the decline of the population, they must bring in people from third world countries. They knew the problem 25 years ago. And they decided that the solution was to replace us. They decided this 25 years ago. Agenda 21, United Nations. This is not a conspiracy theory. You can find the documents on the United Nations website. And this is the reason why we see all these open borders policies, all this propaganda about multiculturalism and diversity. We see it in the US, we see it in Canada, we see it in Australia, we see it in the UK, in France, Germany, Sweden, Italy, Greece, Spain. Every single white country has the same propaganda. The only country that hasn't fallen a victim of this propaganda is Israel, because Israel has also a huge demographic problem. But there is no propaganda in Israel telling them you must bring Africans in. Instead, when African refugees get into Israel, they mistreat them, they deport them, or they send them to Europe. I just noticed that I have almost 50 people watching. This is incredible. Thank you all. Now let's continue with our news. Okay, I commented on this problem in Italy, which is basically a problem in all white countries. Next article. Millennials' rejection of parenthood could be lethal blow to Western civilization. This is exactly what I was talking about. Births plunge to record lows in US. America has entered a demographic winter that should make every patriotic citizen shiver with concerns for their children's future. It's a problem you won't hear much about in the media, but it's been brewing for years. Yes, you won't hear much about this in the media because the people who own the media are the same people who are brainwashing our women into not having children. It's the same people that own Facebook and YouTube, and when you talk about this problem, you get a strike. Now, the next article is from California, this lovely place, this lovely Middle Eastern place. Public high school yearbook has lavish two-page Islam presentation entitled Allahu Akbar. Yes, this is California in 2018. This is the beginning of the caliphate. It is interesting if you look into some Islamic countries today, like Iran, Afghanistan, Egypt. These countries 30 and 40 years ago were almost exactly like Europe was back then. There were no headscarves, there were no burqas. The women were wearing short skirts. Just Google Afghanistan 70s and you will see the pictures. I'm talking about women with very short, sexy skirts 50 years ago in Afghanistan. No one expected that this would ever change. But the radicals became the government, and when they became the government, a secular country became a caliphate. And this, in the same way, this can happen in our countries too. It can happen in Europe, it can happen in North America. If the radical Muslim population becomes not even 50%, even if they become 40%, this 40% will all vote for the Islamic Brotherhood political party. While we, the rest, the 60%, as idiots, we will divide ourselves between left and right, between Democratic and Republican. But the radical Muslims, they don't get divided. They all vote for the Islamic Brotherhood. And this is the way that they gain political power. They become the government and they destroy countries. And now let's go to the last article. Syria seized rebel weapons were made in Israel. Terrorists in the South Damascus handed over their weapons to the Syrian army on Friday. Some of these weapons were produced in Israel. Well, this is not the first time. I remember seeing similar articles last year. It is no secret that Israel is providing those terrorists with weapons because they want to overthrow Assad. Because Syria is not a caliphate. And Israel does not like this fact. Now, we saw the news articles. Mr. Bond is asking me if I know much about Golden Dawn and if I'm affiliated. No, I don't know much, and I'm not affiliated with any political party here in Greece. Now, you saw earlier parts of the video that was deleted from my main channel today, and that gave me this hate speech strike. So you saw that YouTube considers hate speech making a compilation about people talking about the replacement of white people in white majority countries. This is hate speech for YouTube, and they strike this hate speech. But let's do a search in YouTube and see what is allowed to upload on YouTube. Now, let's search for Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler documentary in color. This video is 2 years up and it has over 800,000 views. It's not hate speech. Hitler speeches with accurate English subtitles. 2 years ago. 600,000 views. Not hate speech. Adolf Hitler's Rise, the color films, 3 years ago, 258,000 views, not hate speech. Adolf Hitler, You Called Me a Dreamer, 59,000 views, 1 year ago, not hate speech. Mein Führer's Greatest Speech, 664,000 views, 8 years ago, not hate speech. So you get my point. YouTube has no problem with promoting the views of Adolf Hitler. It is not considered hate speech. So I guess YouTube is a free speech platform. Let's look into another term. Let's try gay kids. What gay kids do when they're home alone? Well, this is a nice thumbnail. It was uploaded 10 years ago and it has got almost 1 million views. No problem with this thumbnail. This is also a nice thumbnail. 2-3-year-old kids kissing. No problem with this thumbnail at all. So I think that gay kids is not a subject that is banned from YouTube. Adolf Hitler is allowed, gay kids are allowed. Let's look into Africa. I will search for African village. I want to see how an African village is. Wow. This is how African village is. African tribes, everyday life, women, hunters and gatherers documentary. Well, a documentary with 800,000 views. This must be a good documentary. Let's take a small look into it. Yes. This is actually a very nice documentary. Let's go back. The best African village movie ever. 35,000 views. Well, obviously, if you use nudity on your thumbnail, but you claim this is an African documentary, it is no violation of YouTube guidelines. Just like the gay kids and the Adolf Hitler speeches. Basically everything is allowed on YouTube. Only one thing is not allowed. To let white people know that they are being slowly replaced. This is a fact. And this is a fact that is being banned . I'm sorry guys, but I'm doing many things at the same time and I'm not able to follow the chat all the time. Now let's look into some interesting YouTube videos that I selected for you to see tonight. a special message to pro-choice men.
I'm really fucking sorry that you had to face the shit that you did in this fucking country. The hospitals in this racist country. To all you men, know your place. You know nothing of it. Racism and sexism is what is killing us.
Anti-racism network.
Well, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. That was definitely not hate speech. That was definitely according to the YouTube's terms of service. Let's watch it again.
I'm really fucking sorry that you had to face the shit that you did in this fucking country. The hospitals in this racist country. To all you men, know your place. You know nothing of it.
This kind of content will never be flagged, will never be deleted. This is the kind of content I could upload and be safe.
Racism and sexism is what is killing us!
Beautiful, just beautiful. Let's go to the next video. Happy Mother's Day. Queer kid stuff sing along. Queer kid. Well, I don't know. Sorry, but my English is not good. I don't know what this means. Let's see what this is.
And today we're celebrating Mother's Day or Family Day or Parents' Day, whatever day you're celebrating today. And we want to sing a very special song for you. Ready? Yeah.
This must be beautiful.
It's okay to be gay. We are different in men.
I didn't catch this. I'm not sure what they said.
All right. It's okay to be gay.
Okay, I think they say it's okay to be gay. Well, if they say this and if YouTube allows this, then okay, then it's probably okay. Now let's go to the next video. This is in Arabic. I don't understand this language. Let's see. These are children, small children playing. What are they doing? 11,000 views. This was uploaded 3 years ago. Well, if for 3 years no one flagged it and no one deleted it, then it's probably according to the YouTube guidelines. It is safe to watch. I will press the play button. It's not my responsibility. If this was something that shouldn't be here, I'm sure that the trusted flaggers would flag it. So let's go ahead. Okay, this seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children playing. And they are holding something like sticks that resemble swords. Well, these two children don't seem very happy. I don't know why. They should be happy, but okay. This is probably not safe to watch. I pressed the pause button. I do not want to see the rest. I am sure that the trusted flaggers that allow this on YouTube know better than me. Let's go to the next video. TMZ presents Black Baby. Well, this must be good.
And now, the first shot of Charlize Theron's brand new son, Jackson. Yes, Charlize adopted the child back in March, and she finally unveiled him at LAX yesterday. Isn't he just the cutest accessory you've ever seen?
She adopted him from South Africa.
It does.
Oh, this is so cute. I want one too. Where can I get one?
Doesn't matter as long as he's black. Because black babies are all the rage. Lots of stars have them. And now you can too. Yes, it's Black Baby from third world country. Black Baby's the perfect way to get attention. While
Okay, I don't like this. This is probably hate speech. I have to stop it. So I cannot watch this. It's too hateful. Maxine Waters. Oh, this is a nice lady, a politician in the U.S. I like her.
To the chair.
I respect the chair, but don't stop me in the middle when you didn't stop him in the middle. And so I shall continue. Don't you dare talk to me like that and think that somehow women don't understand what goes on the floor of automobile dealers.
Minded to direct her remarks to the chair. The gentlelady
And I
will
am
continue
saying that
in
I
order.
will continue to do that. And I resent the remark about making America great again. He's down here making a speech for this dishonorable president of the United States of America. Having said that, I reserve the balance of my time. And no,
yield?
I do not yield not 1 second
what I
to you.
expected. Thank you,
Not
ma'am.
1 second. Not 1 second. I yield not 1 second
what I
to you.
expected. Thank you,
Not
ma'am.
1 second. Not 1 second to you. Second. Not 1 second to you. Second. Not 1 second to you.
Maxine Waters, a very low IQ individual.
Yes, I am. Every minute, every second.
Everybody, our big thanks to the one and only Maxine Waters.
This is so beautiful.
We have to defeat Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters, a very low
This is beautiful, but I think I can't watch more. Now, this is also interesting.
Oh my goodness. I hope no slaves show up on this.
Please turn the page. Now, Larry, this is another part of the 18th century.
Oh, you did it! You did it! I knew it! I knew it! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable.
Boy!
That's unbelievable.
Oh boy! Name of the slave owner! Henry Bernstein! My great-grandfather was a slave owner! Slaves, one female, age 4, mulatto, one female, age 17, mulatto. Oh, Professor, I'm so sorry. You can see why my father didn't want to tell me anything about his family.
That's called
I
the
don't know where you got this stuff. This is really incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
Holy cow.
Always look for why branches disappear. And you think, embarrassment, something happens, people,
Yeah.
we don't talk about it.
Right. That's amazing. Well, Henry Bernstein, I hope you're proud of yourself.
Does it change the way you feel about your ancestors? Or
So the ancestors of Larry David were slave owners, and he's laughing about it.
Just take things in.
But he has the right to laugh about it because he's not white. If he was white, he wouldn't be able to laugh
Things
about
don't
it.
impact me a lot, but this has had just an effect on me. I mean, I the whole German thing and the Southern thing, it's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Confederates.
So we saw the news articles for today. We saw a few videos. Now I can play some memes and concentrate on the chat again. Goy chat is saying that about Larry David, not only is he laughing about his ancestors being slave owners, the host, the black host, doesn't seem to give a shit either. Yes, because it's Jewish privilege. Hello, Jeff. Can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Hello, how are you? Your volume is low. Hello, Jeff? So we have Southern Dingo has joined, but
can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Yes, okay, great. I think your volume is low.
Okay, sorry. I have these different headphones on.
Ah. I think
it's still too low.
I think it's a little better, but the previous headphones were better.
Yeah, they're at my house.
How are you doing today? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, man.
I can see you joined twice. You are. I see two dingoes in the hangout.
I see that too. Am I echoing?
No, you're not echoing, but I'm not hearing you very good. Now the one left. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. So how was your day today?
Well, I woke up at 8:30, and I've been editing this episode that we did last week, and putting together the intro for tonight's episode ever since. This stuff takes forever.
I took a strike in my main channel. I don't know if you read the description. And now I'm not.
I didn't.
And now I cannot. I can no longer stream there.
What did you get a strike for this time?
It was for an old video with the title "White Countries Belong to Everyone." It was just a compilation of various people promoting the replacement of white people.
I remember that video. It's a great video.
Yes, and I got a strike for hate speech, so I cannot understand where the hate speech was.
Well, you don't have to have actual hate speech anymore. You know that.
Yes, they can call anything any way they like.
Yeah. I mean, hate speech. The definition of hate speech is anything that disagrees with the extinction of white people.
But you see, the thing is that I did not disagree. Neither did I agree. I just made a compilation about people who basically agreed with our extinction. And I think that this is a subject that YouTube also agrees.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, when somebody watches that video, they might come to the conclusion that white extinction is bad, therefore, hate speech.
Yes, so the truth is hate speech.
Yes. Now you're getting it, Goy.
Yes. And
earlier, I'm sorry, you go ahead. Go ahead.
And I find it interesting that the clips that I used are all from videos that are still on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of views each, and these clips are not considered hate speech, but me putting together a few seconds from each clip in order for someone to see the bigger picture. This is hate speech, so probably I was doing something right.
There you go. Well, I was listening earlier, and I felt so oppressed because, you know, that Larry David guy, his grandpa, the Bernstein fellow, had slaves. And clearly, they're Jewish. He reminds us all the time. And I look back at my ancestry, and I researched it plenty. And there are no slaves in that ancestry in America. And I just think the Jewish privilege that they had to be able to have two whole slaves, and I had none. It's not fair.
Yes, and I found it interesting that Larry David was able to laugh about the fact that his ancestors had slaves, and his co-host, a black African American man, he found it also amusing. So it was it was funny for both of them that Jews had slaves, but if it was a white man laughing about his ancestors owning slaves, then it would be definitely hate speech.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show Jewish privilege, okay? They don't understand, like even the Anglos, they had privilege because they had slaves. They could afford them. Mediterraneans, like my family, could not afford slaves because it was an Anglo-centric economy, and we were oppressed from the day we were born because of our tan skin. It's not, you're the same way, Poseidon. You have probably tan skin. I'm tired of us being put upon by Jews. We should have slaves too. Equal rights.
There are no equal rights in the world, unfortunately. I was thinking that earlier, before I started the stream, that from day one I constantly get strikes. And basically, why do I get strikes? Because if you watched my content, I never talked about National Socialism or Hitler or far right, nothing of this. I never talked about white supremacy. I never insinuated that other races might be better or worse than some races. Nothing of this. The only subject I talk about is that some people, some policies, some situations are against white people. They are racist, and I'm talking against those racist people, those racist governments and policies that are trying to exterminate the white population. So I never supported any hate. In contrary, I'm against hate. I'm against those that hate white people. And this is why they are constantly striking my channel.
Yeah, I've tried to look for patterns in the people who get reported and banned all the time. And the only pattern I've been able to come up with is like, it depends, you can't draw a pattern between who's getting strikes. You have to try to look for a pattern on who's doing the reporting, because it seems like there are probably people in Europe, right, who are reporting your channel. I can't see, like, I just haven't found any evidence that American leftists are after you. Looking through the comment sections and everything. And people in Europe seem to get their stuff banned a lot easier than Americans.
Well, I read all the comments on my videos, and I never saw comments, hateful comments against me or against my content. I don't think I have a problem with my viewers.
Yeah, I think it's probably somebody in Europe whose job it is to seek out content like yours, and they report it. That's my guess.
Well, maybe, but just someone reporting it doesn't mean that the video gets automatically deleted and you get a strike. Someone reviewed the report.
Well, if they're trusted reporters or whatever, it's pretty much automatic. And think about this: every time I've had a strike or gotten reported on Twitter or Facebook, every time without fail, the person who did it told me about it first because they hated me. And you have gotten no negative comments at all, but yet your channel keeps on getting strikes all the time. I think this speaks loudly to who's doing the reporting. It's somebody who is separated from it emotionally, I think.
I don't know. The thing is that I've only experienced hate towards me from a handful of people, and they were all white nationalists. Unfortunately, I never experienced hate in my comment sections from leftist people, from Jewish people, from African people. They just don't care, I think, about my content. But I've seen hate from those that I thought were on the same side. So this is a subject that is confusing me. But either way, no matter who is flagging my content, it shouldn't be so easy to just take it down. And I have a good example. I had a video up until today. I deleted it because I don't want to get a second strike. A video about South Africa. This video in the past 10 days got almost 500,000 views.
Wow.
Yes, and about 10,000 comments. And the half of the comments were white people being racist against black people, and the other half of the comments were black people being racist against white people. And every day I deleted or had to hide hundreds of comments, because this video was attracting so much traffic. It was attracting almost, some days it got 50,000 views in a day. Oh, the order just donated. Thank you very much, the order. Thank you. And
wait, what? How do you say it?
The one order donated 17 euros. It's about $20 US.
I thought you were trying. Don't get mad at me.
Hmm?
But I thought maybe you were trying to say Theodore.
No. His name is the One Order, and I have Streamlabs since yesterday, and so now I can accept donations.
Yeah, I heard your stream with Patrick. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I put a lot of effort in the past month to learn how to use Streamlabs, to set up all this stuff, to be able to use Hangouts and at the same time have slideshows with memes playing. I can play videos, I can browse websites and show news articles, and it's really useful. But it took a lot of time and effort to to make all this. So it's really sad that as soon as I managed to get 3.5 thousand subscribers, and as soon as I managed to set up all this thing in order to live stream, they denied me the right to live stream for another 3 months.
Yeah, I really hate YouTube.
Yes, it was really unfair, and at the beginning of the stream I showed a few seconds from the video that they deleted, because all my videos are backed up on BitChute, and I showed it in order for people to see how ridiculous this strike was.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You just can't.
Hello.
Hey, JL, this is Marvin. Hey, it don't matter about them tables. We don't have to be home whenever you bring them back.
Jeff just got a call, and I muted him because for some reason his call was coming through. Hello? Are you back?
Yes, hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself so I can fix this real fast.
Yes, I think you got a call, and at the beginning of the call it was coming through, so I muted you. Oh, we lost Jeff. Okay, we're waiting for him to come back. Hello?
I'm really sorry, buddy.
Okay. No, it's nothing to be sorry. Are you okay? Are you back? Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I heard you say that my call was coming through. Is that right?
Yeah, someone called you, and his call, his voice was coming through Hangouts, and I immediately muted you.
Wow, did everybody hear how country that guy was?
They probably heard the first 2-3 words.
Yeah, he is one of the most country people I've ever met, and he was actually the preacher who married us, me and my wife. Yeah, we have some of his picnic tables that he brought to the wedding, and they've been sitting under my carport in the trailer for like 2 weeks, and I'm ready to get him the hell out of here. But I can never get him on the phone, and so he decides to call me right during our little stream here.
But it's strange. Normally, his voice shouldn't come through Hangouts.
I know, that is weird. I don't understand how that happened.
You must be careful, because if during a stream you receive a call and people start hearing your call, it could dox you. So be careful.
Yeah, I will from now on. That is crazy. Anyways, Poseidon, yeah, about your channel getting shut down and everything, it's really just insane. That's why I think somebody's after you, just because, like, who goes back and reports old videos, right? I think people who just have one mission, and that is to get you off of YouTube. Now, I think it's probably like you can call it what you want to call it, but like a company or an organization designed to specifically shut down people like you. Because you are the most effective kind of right-wing YouTuber. I've been saying that since I first met you. You're a genius with this stuff. And if I were running a company or an organization to take down effective right-wing YouTubers, you'd be at the top of my list.
Well, my channel is tiny compared to other channels, but imagine if my channel was ever allowed to become as big as some other channels in this part of the internet. It would be a disaster for them, because one thing that is different about my videos is that you can share my videos anywhere. This is what makes them dangerous. You can show my video to your friend, to your wife, to your father. You can share them on Facebook. They are created in this way that no one can put a finger on something and say, okay, this is bad, this is hate speech, this is right wing, this is nationalism. I'm very careful, and I edit my clips with frame by frame precision, in order not to have within them not even one frame that could make them be considered hateful or violent or whatever. So I'm very careful, and this is why they are dangerous, and this is why they constantly strike me. And because they weren't able to find something to strike me, they deleted a video that was basically 100% clear and innocent. And this makes me furious and angry.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I was saying earlier about you being at the top of my list potentially, if I were one of those people. And that's the reason, because your channel may not be very big right now, but were it to get big, the potential for red pilling it as is just so big. I mean, it's so much, it's not even funny. And that's why, I mean, I really think these people reporting you and trying to get you taken down and succeeding are people, who are very, very high up in that little clique of people trying to squash right-wing white people. Because it just, I mean, think about it, man. You just said all your videos are safe. There's nothing you can point to and say, oh, that's racist, that's this, that's that. Yet they constantly still get taken down, and you still constantly get strikes. That tells me that somebody important wants your videos down. And I don't think that we need to play by that thing where we call ourselves crazy and go, oh, that's just too big of a stretch. That's too big of a, it's not. It is not too big of a stretch. These people are above nothing. And there are organizations out there specifically made to take us off of the internet.
Yes, I know. There are hateful organizations, racist organizations, that don't like the truth. So the ADL and the SPLC are probably two of them, but I'm sure there are more of them.
Oh yeah, God yeah, dude, no doubt about it. Did you hear about that school shooting in America yesterday?
Yes, I heard it, and it was someone Greek.
I think he's half Greek, and I don't have any info to back that up. But I think that I know he's half Greek. I'm sorry. I know he's only half Greek. The other half, I think he is half. I want to use the correct word, but I don't want you to get another strike. Can we say mestizo? I want to say he's like half mestizo, or whatever word you can use for that. From Mexico or one of those countries. And the reason I think that is because he looks like one, first of all. Secondly, it named his father as Greek, and then it said his mother, and it didn't name her ethnicity, but her name is like Maria, and then it was like Garcia something. So I think she's got to be like Mexican. And he looks more Mexican than Greek to me anyways.
Yes, and I haven't looked into it. I just saw his name, and the name was clearly Greek. But you're right, we don't know about his mother.
Yeah, well, I know that her last name is like some kind of Hispanic. And I think there are probably more, Mexican types in that state. It was Texas, right?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really follow this subject.
It was in Texas, but her last name being that type of name it can only be either Mexican type or Spanish, like actuals from Spain. And in Texas, there's hardly any actual Spanish people. Maybe 7. So it's got to be a Mexican woman. So it's I don't know, man. It's just probably a case of another half-breed going crazy. This is why you don't race mix people.
Yes, it could be the reason, but I don't want to comment on subjects like this because since they are after me, I don't want to give them ammunition. And I know that this is a very sensitive subject for YouTube.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Well, we can talk about something completely different. You know what I would like to talk about that is completely, totally different, far removed from the race, racial relations of white and non-white people. I would like to talk about dog breeding and why you never, ever, ever mix breeds of dogs. If you have a water dog, like a black lab, and then you have a shepherd, like a German shepherd, and you mix them, you have a very confused dog. He doesn't know what he should do. Should I get in the water, or should I herd these sheep? It's the instincts of the two animals mixing, and that's a dangerous thing. But we can talk about people again if you'd like to.
I think talking about dogs is safer than talking about people. You know, I'm really confused. I don't know anymore how much I must censor myself on this platform. You know, every time I got a strike, I deleted a dozen of my videos, those that I thought were most probable to get a strike to, and so from 170 videos, I was yesterday with just 11 videos, and still in these 11 videos, which I had checked very closely, that they were the most innocent videos that you can imagine. You could play them in a school, you could play them anywhere, and still in these 11 videos they found one to strike. So I'm confused. I don't know what am I allowed to say on this platform.
Well, that's the thing, buddy. Nothing. And as soon as you start playing that game, that's when you lose. If I were you, what I would do is I would have edited that video that had 500,000 views. And what I would have done was, in the beginning, I would have said, look, everything I say gets me kicked off YouTube. Follow me on Twitter or whatever, some other platform, so you can keep up with my videos in case I get a new channel. And then I'd play that video. And then that's, you know, after a few weeks, maybe 1 million people see that. And they will absolutely take your channel down, but you just pique the interest of thousands, at the very least, thousands. But this way, you're going to keep making content. It's going to get more and more watered down by your own doing, and they're going to delete you anyway, Poseidon. That's the thing. So I don't know, man. If you get a lot of eyes on your videos like that again, I would use that big video to get your message out for people to follow you, because they do not like anybody talking, you know, the way you do. That's just me, though, and I'm unsuccessful, so don't take my advice. Hello.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. I'm stupid. I was talking to a muted mic. Well, this video which had almost 500,000 views was making me very worried, because I thought they would strike my channel because of this video. But the thing is that this video was showing nothing. It was basically clickbait. So the title, the thumbnail, and the content, they were showing basically nothing. It was in South Africa, some black Africans were trying to grab the land from some white Africans, but the video was shot with a smartphone, very shaky, from a distance. So basically you could not understand what was going on, but still it got many views. But at the end of the video, I had a graphic saying "Stop White Genocide," and I was afraid that they would delete my video because of this phrase, "white genocide." They don't like these words. And yesterday I tried to edit out these words, and YouTube didn't allow me, because as I found out, when a video has many views, you are not able to edit it anymore.
Yeah, it makes me really wonder what's going to happen in the end. Like, 'cause something has to give, right? Something definitely has to give, and I don't know how much longer it's going to go without either their side, well, 95% chance it's going to be their side, or somebody on our side doing something drastic. But I mean, it's not going to be me. I know that it's not going to be you, and we're not advocating for violence. I'm just simply saying there's only so much. Repression that they can do without using violence against us. So that's what I look for them to do next.
Well, I just took a look at the chat, and for some reason they are arguing. Again, this is unbelievable. In every chat, in every stream, not only on my streams, on other streams too, I see. People always try to argue. This is one of our greatest weaknesses, because if I had a Jewish channel and my viewers were all Jews, you wouldn't see Jews arguing. If I was an African American talking about Wakanda and my viewers were all African Americans, they wouldn't argue. But when you get a dozen of white people together, they will find a way to divide.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
I don't know why is this happening.
Why is what happening, buddy?
Why are we always fighting between us?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something technical. I don't know, man. That's the question that really keeps me up at night sometimes. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with so much writing. With so much on the line right now, you would think that we could put our stuff behind us and, work together, or at the very least, just if you don't like somebody, just pay no attention to them. Just don't mention them. Just act like they don't exist. But no, a lot of people can't do that. And to be quite honest with you, I'm kind of suspect of people that do that. But having said that, then when people are like that, right, when it constantly calls infighting and stuff, my first instinct is to go after them as hard as I possibly can. So I'm definitely not practicing what I preach. But it's like, it's easy for me to justify going after somebody that I think is a subversive, somebody who's not being honest. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know when we're going to stop fighting with each other. I really couldn't tell you, but it's got to stop. Like there are people who let these arguments matter more than anything. Like, oh, I don't like him, he's not coming on my platform. Like, really? We have way more writing on you not liking somebody. I don't care if you like this guy or not. If he's good and he's doing good things and he's having success, what the fuck? Why are you not doing everything you can to help? Right?
I'm reading the. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm trying to understand because someone said that he unsubbed. Another said goodbye, and I know he's one of the people that were supporting me. And I'm trying to understand it, and I think they are not pissed with me or with what I said. They are, something is going on in the chat. They are fighting between them, and this is.
Oh, while we're talking about infighting.
Yes, while we are talking, they are not. The people in the chat are getting mad with other people in the chat. So, what can I say? This shouldn't be happening. We should stop fighting between us.
Well, maybe the person they're fighting with is a subversive element. Who knows? That's the thing about all this infighting stuff. Like, it's really hard to say you know, it's whenever somebody accuses somebody of being subversive, it's hard to know what to do to me, because being a subversive, dishonest person who's trying to divide us is definitely worthy of a little infighting. But at the same time, it's hard to know when somebody actually is being that, or when, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying there?
Yes, I know. And I think some people might be subversive, but sometimes it's just, you know, misunderstanding. I've seen this happen a lot on other social media platforms like Facebook, because you know, the written language is just a part of our communication. Without the body language, without actually hearing someone's voice and seeing him, sometimes you misunderstand the meaning. That's why I think it is not good to concentrate on chat messages or on comments, because sometimes you just someone can be satirical or making a joke, but by reading it only and not seeing him and not hearing him, you don't get it. And many misunderstandings start actually for no reason.
No, I agree. Like, if you think somebody is subversive and you want to go out with it, you need to be sure, like positive, not just suspect it. Like, think about how long, you know, you, me, and Patrick dealt with Oliver, that gay British guy, which there's nothing wrong with being gay, of course, wink, wink. Before we started saying we thought he was subversive, you know, it was a good while, because you don't want to throw that around until you are sure, until there's a consensus, or they're doing so much damage that it doesn't matter whether they're subversive or just dumb, because the outcome is the same. You know, you can't just disagree with somebody and say, oh, they're to the left of me, so I can be a dick to them. That's not how that works. Like, they have to actually be leftists. Just being left of you does not give you the right to be a cock to them. That's how a movement dies. Okay, that's how they die right there. So just stop fighting if you don't have to fight. For fuck's sake, that's all we do every day is fight. Like, you know, we fight to get a job, we fight to keep it, we fight these numbers, these percentage numbers that everybody has, these quotas, right? We have to watch what we say. We fight our own mouth to not say that something that'll get us fired. We fight our friends and families who are still brainwashed. We don't need to fucking fight each other. We've got to fight everywhere else already. You know, it makes me sick.
Yes, I think I understood what happened. Two people had an argument in the chat, and one of them left. Well, these things happen. Now I want to welcome. Now I won't pronounce it correct, but I'll try. Bajo the Celt, who joined the chat. I don't know if you remember him. He was on one of Oliver's streams. A good guy.
Oh, he's like he can talk, or he's like in the chat.
No, he's in the chat, but I know him from one of Oliver's streams, and he's actually one of the people that I liked, from the people that I met there. The truth is, I didn't like everyone. Some people I disliked, but I was trying to be. I wasn't trying to show it. So
I didn't know what you meant, but yeah, no, totally. I don't think I remember him. I'll try to find his avatar, but
can you see the chat? He's got a green avatar with a blue line in the middle.
Okay, all right. I'll look for it. I'm heading to the chat right now.
I asked him if he wants to join us. He's got a good channel. I'm subscribed to him.
Can what?
I say you should check out his channel. He's got good videos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see his avatar now. No, I don't remember him.
Now I see. They were arguing about race mixing.
Oh, yeah, you can blame me for that one.
It's you. You started the subject.
I was talking about dogs, guys. What the hell?
Yes, but you triggered some people. We must be very careful. We must be very careful about what we say. We don't want to trigger the Jews. We don't want to trigger the Africans. We don't want to trigger the whites. Everyone gets triggered.
Yeah, I didn't realize how. I saw that Pedro the Celt said, I'm on an old computer and can't do Hangouts at the moment. I didn't realize how old this computer was. Like, I'm at my dad's house, and I remember telling you that I don't have a computer. I don't even have a laptop. My wife has a Chromebook, and that's what I use to stream and everything. So all of the editing I have to do, I do at my dad's house on his computer. And this thing is old as shit. I just never knew it. But he got this thing in 2009.
Oh, it's old.
Is it really old? It seems really old for a computer.
Yes. My computer is also very old, but not so old. It's about 7 years. But it's struggling now that I'm running Streamlabs and 2 browsers and 3-4 other programs at the same time. It's running at 60% CPU and more, so it's struggling to keep up.
Yeah, this thing, it freezes all the time whenever I'm doing editing work, like especially running Audacity, doing the sound editing.
Audacity, this is not a heavy program.
Well, I guess the computer just that easily affected, I guess.
So someone in the hashtag in the chat said, let's talk about the wedding. Well, this is another subject that I think we should be very careful.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming he has heard about it, and he wants to talk about the arguing part about it, like the confrontational part, if you will. Is that what he's referencing?
He doesn't specify, but is there what is the confrontational part?
Well, my wife's uncle's Puerto Rican girlfriend accused somebody, and she didn't even know who it was, supposedly. She just said that somebody made a racist remark to her, and then my wife's uncle, knowing that me and my friends, all my groomsmen were people in the movement, he knew that me and my friends just did not want white people to go extinct. And so he was like, oh, it must have been them. And he charged at us about 10 seconds before the wedding was to begin. And he accused, me and my friends of that. And he said that he would knock us out, and all this stuff. And I asked him who. I said, who did it? Who? Point to him. And he's like, I don't know. But I said, well, if you don't have a fucking name for me, then we don't have a fucking problem. Now go sit down. And, that's just to me, there's a lot of hot takes that can be gleaned out of that. But I'm assuming that's what the guys were referring or reference.
Well, I don't know if he was meaning if he meant your wedding or the other wedding that is happening in Great Britain.
What's happening in Great Britain?
The royal wedding.
Oh God, that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about mine. Holy shit! I repeat the garbage. Okay.
I don't. Maybe he meant your wedding. I don't know. But my first.
I think we both know he's talking about the royal wedding.
Yes, because in combination with the argument before. Oh no, he says Hasdak says no, the royal wedding.
Yeah, so I'm sorry for taking up a minute and a half of your time because I am too narcissistic to think anybody could be talking about a wedding other than mine.
Maybe people in the chat don't know this, that you were married very recently.
Exactly, and I'm so narcissistic, I just think everybody knows.
You think everybody's talking about your wedding?
Yes, all the time.
I lost you. You're breaking out.
Breaking out? I mean breaking. I'm going to be famous soon? I'm breaking out of my shell?
No, I lost your voice. White Sharia says Dingo's wedding was a better story.
Is that the same guy? Is that White Sharia now, please? Is that who that is?
Yes, White Sharia now, please.
What's he doing here? I thought he was the one who was telling us how Greeks aren't white. You're watching a non-white channel?
I know. I don't think that's him.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
I'll remember.
Well, I can't remember anymore. I can't follow who said what.
Well, Poseidon, I'll be your memory since I'm a solid 10 years younger than you are.
Yes, at least 10 years.
No, screw that. Just 10, just 10.
Were you born in 1980?
88. The best year.
88. Then you are 18 years younger than me.
Oh, okay.
Because I was born 1970.
Okay, so you are you're 10 years younger than my mom, so at least you're not old enough to be my dad or anything.
Yes, at least.
I've seen pictures of Poseidon though. He's a very in shape, young looking guy. So don't be thinking anything crazy.
Yes, I try to stay in shape.
Oh, I can tell. If I were a woman, Poseidon, I would probably try to poison your wife so I can move in on you. I'm just kidding, dude. I would never poison your wife. Jesus.
I know. I just, because English is my third language, it's difficult for me to respond to humor because I have to think before using each word. That's why I talk so slow.
Oh, I know the feeling. Whenever I was a child, I think I was maybe 10 years old or so. My dad made me take a Spanish class on Saturday and Sunday of every weekend until I graduated high school, and I was old enough to refuse to go to the damn thing. And I didn't hate it and refuse to go because I don't like Mexican or didn't like Mexicans. I wish that was why, but I just hated the fact that every time we would go anywhere where there were Mexicans, he would make me talk to them. And so I was so sick of going to that class. And I spoke fluent Spanish for probably 5 years of my life, like maybe ninth grade, all the way up until about a year after I stopped taking that class. And now I can barely remember how to say anything. But when other people are talking, like Mexicans, I can pick up most of what they're saying. But I just can't remember the word, unless I hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know. I get the same thing. Well, with English, I understand almost everything, 99%. But I need time to think before speaking. Because I haven't used English for 30 years. And the same thing is with German. German was the first language that I learned. It is my mother language. I first learned German, and after, when I was about the age of going to school, I learned Greek. But now that for about 30 years I haven't spoken German, I can still understand everything, but when I speak German, it's about as good as my English. Although it's my first language.
Well, so did your mother speak Greek at all?
No, my mother, when she married my father and they had me, they were living in Germany. I was born there. She wasn't speaking any Greek. They were speaking, my mother and my father at home, they were speaking German. And still today, they still speak German. Although they live in Greece, between them, they communicate in German. So I grew up with German. But then when I went to school, I had to learn Greek. Then we moved to Greece. I became better in Greek, and slowly I started to forget German. But my brain is a big salad. 3 languages mixed together.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, slowly I began to hate them.
No. I don't hate anyone.
That's a little Mein Kampf reference for you catchy boys out there. Slowly I began.
This is a channel of love and understanding.
What I meant to say that's a Mein Kampf reference for you evil Nazis out there. We don't put up with that shit here.
Yes. I have no association with this or with any type of hate.
Never. You know what? I hate Nazis so much, I disabled my own self by having my front, the shoulder is like those 3 muscles, right? I had the front one removed just so I could never lift my arm at a 70-degree angle, even if I wanted to.
Well, there should be a YouTube award for this.
Yes.
Basically, this thing, this move of you, this should basically make you a highlighted creator in YouTube.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I didn't think a lot ahead. Of course, it's hard to wave and drink things in a glass. But other than that, I have no regrets. You know, Poseidon,
Yes.
I had a thought a minute ago. And when I was telling you about that Spanish class, now some people, would always say, why? So I tell them that story, and they would say, so why did your dad make you take that Spanish class? And I think that's a very good question. And I never thought, I never realized how insane the answer was until I got red pilled. But he would always tell me, so you can get a job when you grow up. You'll have a better chance of getting a job. And I would say, what do you mean? And he'd say, well, the United States is going to be majority Hispanic by 2050. So you want to be able to speak Spanish so you can get a good job. And my dad is as racist as the next good guy. Okay. But even it never clicked in my head. And I know it didn't click in his head that, wait, why the hell should we have to speak another language to accommodate the invaders who will be a majority in this country in the future? That is an insane notion, but it's one that a lot of people have. It's not just my dad. That's why so many people, take Spanish in college, because they're trying to accommodate the invaders. I mean, like what? How crazy is that, Poseidon?
Well, there are a lot of things that I slowly see that are happening in the US that seem crazy to me. I remember one time I saw somewhere that there are Spanish channels in the US, TV channels and radio stations in Spanish. Is this real?
Oh, of course. Every moderately sized area you go to, you can find a all Spanish radio station. And on satellite TV, I think almost every package comes with multiple Spanish, TV stations.
This is very strange for me. In America, an English-speaking country, to have Spanish channels, but then I see the same thing is slowly happening in Europe too, because you see Turkish channels in many European countries. Recently, I was driving and I was hearing the radio, and it was there's a station that belongs to the government. It's not a private station. And I was hearing on this radio station the news. And first they said the news in Greek. Then they said the news in English. And then they said the news in Arabic. And I said, what the fuck? Why is a Greek radio station saying the news in Arabic? But I think we will have the same problem. So in a few decades, you people in the US, you will have to speak Spanish in order to work and communicate in the US. And we in Europe, we will have to learn Arabic in order to work and live and communicate within Europe. And this is sad. It is sad because I'm an old man and it's difficult for me in this age now to learn Arabic.
Yeah. I saw that somebody in the chat said that they take Spanish to fulfill an arbitrary graduation requirement. I mean, I would agree if you're talking about high school, but it's not a requirement to learn a foreign language in college. I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at, because I know a lot of people who take Spanish in college. They'll make it their minor, and then maybe their major will be in either engineering or nursing or whatever, teaching, whatever. But they have that Spanish as a minor because they add that to their application, their resume. Say, oh, I can speak Spanish too. Well, that does bump you ahead of people who don't speak Spanish. As much as I hate it, it does. It shouldn't happen, but that's the way it is. And like, the more that white people try to use these, try to get ahead by adapting to these things that we shouldn't have to adapt to, the more they're going to increase the market demand for said unfair adaptation. You know what I mean? Like if the entire country is better off in the next generation, if you're half black, half white, right, and they're going to be the first ones to get picked for a job, there will be plenty of people who try to have a half and half kid because they want the best for their kids, and that's only going to make things go faster and faster and faster, and it creates a cycle. And I think that we're in like the hyper spin of that cycle right now. I just hope that it starts to slow down and then reverse soon, because this can't last forever. Somebody has to be in control of the country's culture, and we're losing our grip.
Yeah, we are losing our grip in all former white majority countries. You see the same thing, exactly the same thing happening everywhere. Someone in the chat is asking, AlphaGo is asking why we should learn Arabic. It's not a business language, medical language, or science language. Well, it's not, but when in 20, 30 or maybe 40 years Arabs will be the majority within Europe, and they will become the government, and they will control all the institutions, all the schools, the economy, then I think we will have to learn Arabic, and we also will have to learn the Quran.
Yeah, they're already doing that in Sweden. Did you see that commercial?
I've seen commercials. I've seen that in Germany, in some elementary schools, they were teaching the Quran to German children. I've seen in Netherlands, I've seen that they took Dutch children to a field trip to a mosque. So I think they are slowly preparing us for the next step of evolution, when Europe becomes a Middle Eastern caliphate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just God, it's aggravating. The ratio of like I can't think of the word, but there's a word for it of like what you can understand between languages. Like how Afrikaans and Dutch are 90%. That's the word I can't think of, but it means like equally understandable, right? So Afrikaans has a higher ratio of understandability with Dutch than Mexicans who speak Spanish and actual people in Spain. They speak such a different language. They've really taken a beautiful European language and made it into a mockery of that language, much like how blacks have done in America with English. Maybe not as drastically, of course, but it's just like even our languages will not be preserved whenever we're gone. I mean, people who think that the country's going to be the same whenever we're a minority, you're crazy. Even the language they speak will be raped and pillaged. It just makes me really mad.
Yes, it's funny now that you mentioned African Americans. Sometimes when I watch a video on YouTube and African Americans are speaking English, it's difficult for me to understand what they are saying.
Yeah, Poseidon and I spent like almost a whole day. I think it was Thursday, like on the phone on Skype, and I was in a town that is overwhelmingly majority black, and so people would be talking in the background, and he would say, "Who is that? What language are they speaking?" And I'm like, "That's English. It's supposed to be." He's like, "I cannot tell what they are saying."
When you imitate my accent, I love it. You do it so good.
Well, I wasn't even laying it on thick at that time, because see, if I get it wrong, it becomes insulting. So I try not to do it too much.
No, I never get insulted from friends. So you are free to do it in whatever way you like.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, that's just what's crazy to me about the whole Spanish thing with my dad. Like, and since I've gotten red pilled, I've talked to him a lot, and he doesn't feel that that's okay anymore. Like now he understands that he understands the implications of what would happen if the country became majority Hispanic, right? But it's crazy that we live in a society that would escape anybody. Like that should be obvious that that's a bad thing. But instead of doing something about it, or even speaking about it, or even realizing it's a problem, he was trying to get his progeny to speak Spanish, Mexican Spanish, not even Catalonian, or Catalan, whatever it's called, but the Mexican Spanish, so he could adapt to the invaders. And it's just, what's crazy to me is society is so paused that we are trying to teach our kids to adapt to the language and suitability of the invaders. Like, God, dude, how many levels of clown world are we on right now? I think all of them. We're on every level of clown world.
Yes, we have certain weaknesses. We have certain weaknesses, and I'm afraid that other ethnicities or races might be taking advantage of our weaknesses, and this is why we are in the situation we are now, and things are getting worse. But I want to say something. I'm not blackpilling. I want to say something. A white pill. That because this whole process that we are always talking about is getting faster and faster, and in all our countries, I think that people are starting to wake up in a much faster rate than, for example, 5 years ago. And this is good. The elites are pushing too much and too fast. And this will, I think, and I hope also, that this will be a boomerang. It will be turned against them. They were trying to slowly take over everything for decades. And because it was a slow process, very few people noticed it. But in the last years, they are trying so hard, so much in all levels, that I think people will react. And when people wake up and start reacting, it won't be beautiful.
I agree. So I just hope that we have enough time left. I hope we didn't start waking up too late. Because the thing is, like, even when people are trying to wake up, I mean, they have such a grasp on all of the media and pop culture now. I've seen it happen. I've seen people, open their eyes a little bit and start asking questions and then get beat down by the world. And they believe that the thoughts they were having were wrong and they go right back into it. I just hope that's not common,
What do you hope is not coming?
I hope that that the example that I was talking about of people who start to wake up but are beat down by polite society or politically correct society go back to sleep. Some people will try to wake up and then their friends and family will berate them and call them names and say you're being racist, you're being evil, and then they'll just fall back into the trap that they were in before. I hope that's not common.
I find it difficult this to happen, because once you start seeing the truth, you wake up and you start seeing the plot, what is being done, and maybe even who is behind it. I don't think this is something that you can unsee. You can stop talking about it if your friends and family make you feel an outcast, but you cannot stop seeing it. It's like the movie The Matrix. Once you see The Matrix, you cannot fall asleep again. And many people are seeing the truth. I'm one of them. 2 years ago, if you spoke to me and you told me your views, the things we talk about, I would probably call you crazy. It took me almost half a century to wake up. But I cannot go back now.
Yeah, I mean, I know that once somebody fully wakes up, there's no going back. But I guess the thing that I've seen is like more people will maybe, start parroting like alt-light talking points. I mean, like things that we would call not even nearly enough. But an example would be somebody like Gavin McInnes, right? And the Proud Boys. People act like the media acts like the Proud Boys or some kind of alt-right group, but they're not even close. They don't care about race or ethnicity at all. I mean, they are more than happy to let as many black people and Muslims and Mexicans join as they please. There's no, racial identitarianism in the Proud Boys. I'm telling you, people who talk like that get booted. But people who even talk like that, their families are being called racist, and then they'll go back into it. But no, I agree with you. Once somebody fully gets red pilled, there's no going back.
Now that you mentioned these people, I remember two very distinctive examples. The first one is Peter Sweden, and the second one is Paul Joseph Watson. I saw tweets and stuff they wrote, both of them, years ago, and they know the truth. They know everything. They were pointing the finger exactly at the right direction, both of them. But that was years ago. Now, today, they completely.
Well, one of them is mentally ill. You know.
What?
I said one of them is mentally ill.
One of them is ill.
Mentally ill.
Mentally.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but because they both look mentally ill to me, so.
Well, I don't want to get your channel in any trouble, but one of them is a certain. Never mind, man. I don't know. I'll put it in the chat. I don't want to get your channel in trouble.
Yes. Well, I saw all tweets from them, and they were pointing a finger towards a certain direction. But if you look at the stuff they talk about today, they both show us the problem very clearly. They show us the problem, but none of them is showing us the origin of the problem. Suddenly, they forgot about the origin of the problem. And why do I mention them? I cannot believe that they forgot what they knew and what they saw. I believe that they decided to turn their eye to the other way, probably because it's more profitable, but maybe also because now if you show with your finger the root of the problem, then they will probably cut your finger. So maybe it's also because of self-preservation.
Yeah, I definitely think it's self-preservation, because there's, as far as money goes, and popularity. I mean, maybe money is still very, very, very controlled by those certain people who would not want you talking about this. But like Ann Coulter said this a long time ago, that the American whites are dying for a politician to come out and be explicitly pro-white. And if one did so, he would win in a heartbeat. So that's all somebody really needs to do.
Yes, maybe like Patrick Little is trying to do now in California. I think Patrick is doing a very brave thing, and he's doing he's starting something that more people must follow his steps. We need more Patrick Littles. Are you Jeff? Are you on? I cannot hear you anymore.
I'm still here, but I'm sorry. I'm just experiencing some of that lovely technical difficulties.
So I think we covered a lot. This stream, I was planning to do it alone, so it wouldn't go over 1 hour. And now I think it's It's over 2 hours now. It's almost 3 hours. Well, time passes. I think I reached my limit for today. My vocal cords are slowly giving up on me.
Okay, that sounds good, man, because I can't get these headphones to work anyways.
I really want to thank you for joining me today. I want to tell
Thanks for the invite.
everyone in the chat, take a look at the description of the video. I've put the links to Jeff's channel and his Twitter and Gab. Make sure to subscribe to him and follow him, because if they delete my channel, you will be able to find me again through Jeff.
Well, yeah, no doubt, and I appreciate that, man. And I look forward to you coming on to the show where it's just, just me and you, so we can bang out those ideas we were talking about the other day.
Yes, this subject we're talking about on Skype. Yes, we should do this.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yes, it was an interesting philosophical subject.
Yeah,
I look forward to.
Look, I'll go ahead and dip out, and you can tell the viewers bye or whatever. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. I always love chatting with you.
Hey, same here, man. You're one of the best people to talk to. See you later, man.
Okay, bye. AlphaGo in the chat is saying that I've been a great host. Thank you, AlphaGo, and you've all been a great chat. White Sharia now is asking if there's a link. I think you mean a link to Jeff's channel. If you look at the description, I've put links. Let me check this. Yes, so if you go at the description, you will see there is a link. His channel name is Johnny Gaines. He's got an avatar of a dog. And I have the link to his YouTube channel, his Twitter account and his Gab account. Make sure to subscribe. He's a great guy, he's a very funny guy, and he's a very good friend. Ober of Acorns is saying that I'm doing a great work. If I remember correctly, Ober is from Germany. Vielen Dank, Ober, für deine Unterstützung. Vielen Dank. Grüße aus Griechenland. Pro World Peace is saying that he wants me to say something cool in Greek. Well, you must tell me what you want me to say, and I will try to translate it in Greek. Blau Bayou is saying excellent chat. Poseidon, you rule. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Objective realism. Thank you, buddy. Subscribe to Objective Realism. He has also got a YouTube channel. Check it out. Mr. Bond is saying Grüße aus dem Deutschen Reich. Grüße aus Griechenland, Mr. Bond. Well, as soon as the stream ends, I would like your comments. Please let me know in the comment sections what you liked, what you didn't like. If this format of show, of live streaming is something that you like, then I'm planning to do it on a more regular basis. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because I cannot live stream on the other channel. Paula C is saying, I hope your voice box heals soon. Well, I hope it too, but it's been 5 months and it still hasn't healed. I'm afraid that something went wrong during the surgery, and unfortunately the doctors cannot figure out why. Nazcap is said Zito η Χρυσή Αυγή. So now I said something in Greek now. Conslify is asking if I will be using GoidChat on a more regular basis and how did I like it so far. Yes, I will try to visit it at least once every day. I'm trying to be active at the same time at many social media platforms. I'm also trying to learn better how to use Discord. Maybe I will start a Discord server in the future. Well, GoidChat is asking, Blue Bayou is asking what is GoidChat. Well, just a moment. I will give you the link. Blue Bayou is also asking what kind of surgery. I had a surgery 5 months ago on my vocal cords. I had a tumor removed. And this is why when I talk, then after I talk for a few hours, I am in pain. And it's the reason that for so many months I was not doing a lot of voiceover on my videos, but now I'm trying, since YouTube doesn't like my videos and they constantly strike them and delete them. I'm trying to start streams, so I'm trying to use my voice. Goichat is saying that avoid Discord. Yes, I know. I've heard from many people that we should not trust Discord. I hope you liked the memes today. I will try and find some new ones tomorrow and add them to the collection. Blue Bayou is advising me to stay away from the opiate painkillers. Well, I've never used them and I never will. When I'm in pain, I try to endure the pain. Hello, Jesse the Third. Blue Bayou said endure the pain or try cannabis. Well, I cannot smoke cannabis, but maybe I should look into baking some cannabis cookies. Well, I hope you liked the show today. if I'm able, I will try to do this again tomorrow. About the same time.